Hello fellow knights! The much awaited video for building your WtS Army is finally here. In this video, I will show you the 3rd infantry classes with Will to Slaughter and Bloodthirst skills. These skills combined with the right class, weapons, and buffs would leave dead bodies behind in one turn. Presenting my WtS Army Part 1.
Triple T Gaming.
Welcome back guys! A lot of players have been utilizing this already, which really made their Galcian journey a walk in the park. For new players, let me briefly explain what is a hybrid class. It's simply a character that has learned multiple skills, usually skill 1 and 3 from different tier 3 classes. But I will make a different video to elaborate hybrid classes. For this video, I will just focus on the skill Will to Slaughter and Bloodthirst from the Assassin class and how they complement all the infantry's unique passive skills in their second slot. I will start by introducing the first skill on slot 1, the Will to Slaughter. It's an active skill without any equipment restrictions that requires 3 energy. Upon actively entering battle and killing a target, your unit can take action again. That is for level 1. For level 2, you will get additional 10% damage on top of that. And for level 3, the bonus damage will even go higher to 30%, making your next skill easily achievable. You won't really see any problem with this skill. It's a straightforward one-shot one-kill. That's all you need. But not exactly. If you notice that the second requirement besides killing the target is 3 energy or action point. You will need this to trigger the skill. This is the main and only reason why you need the skill Bloodthirst for slot 3. Moving now to the second skill, Bloodthirst. With the new patch, you won't get any energy bonus. But upon killing the target, you'll get a percentage to recover 3 energy instantly. Level 1 has a fair 50% chance. Level 2 has an increased 60% chance. And for level 3, that's 75% chance. This all depends on the proc or programmed random occurrence. It's another term for RNG or random number generator. So it's all based on luck. So basically, by having these 2 skills activated every turn, your unit will be attacking endlessly until you can't reach your target or you ran out of enemies to kill. With the 2 conditions mentioned, the only thing you now need to worry is which class is perfect for these skills and why we not stick with the assassin. Well, you don't have to test and spend a lot of time in silvers as I have done it all to spare your trouble. You're welcome. Starting with infantries. These 2-legged classes with strong damage output, low to mid defense, but really fast units. Let's start with the Assassin class. Although these skills originated from this class, the limited choice of weapon, which is only a dagger, and very low mobility didn't seem to be perfect to maximize the effectiveness of this combo. To add up, Assassin's bonus stat growth are only Dex and Agility, which literally leaves your strength at bay. This is equivalent to overall physical damage output, so staying in this class you will heavily rely on critical to land. The Assassin's passive skill 2 isn't also enough to salvage this class, because Strong Raid only grants ignore defense depending on speed difference, and ignoring terrain and enemy when moving around. These are both not convincing to complement the Will to Slaughter and the Bloodthirst. Here are some gameplays. Number 2. Berserker. Slightly similar to the Assassins, Zergs can wield 2 types of weapons, which is the one-hand and two-handed axes. Although it's definitely stronger than the daggers, plus you can equip a shield for added defense, it's still very limited and could only move a couple of steps, rendering this class unable to clear maps in one turn. However, this is better than the Assassin because of the growth stats, which are Strength, Agility, and Vitality. What's special with this class is the second skill Blood Eagle, or simply Unlimited Retaliate, with the chance to strike first if your unit is faster. It also makes your character immune to fear, so you can use this build as a bait or semi-tank against close-range combat enemies. I have tested this build in the battlefield and assigned this brute to hold enemy lines very successfully. Here are some gameplays. Number 3. The Blademaster. Of all the infantry classes that I tried with WtS Slaughter, this is probably the most awkward but surprisingly satisfiable result. BMs can wield 2- and 1-handed sword and even knives. This is different from a dagger. It's the one that ponies can use. They can't equip any offhand same as the assassin, but they can hit harder like a Claymore Warrior or a Berserker. The downside is that there are only 2 stat bonuses for this class as well, which are Strength and Agi. There's also the limitation in movement and attack range. But the real reason why most players will not choose this path is because Blademaster skills are way better in boss fights and siege missions. Even though the skill 2 returning chop is a good complement to this combo, because after attacking according to your target speed difference, you will launch additional combo. This means you'll have multiple chances to strike the enemy in one turn and probably kill it. Most players would rather have a Blademaster and Claymore Warrior hybrid than a WtS Blademaster. Here are some gameplays. Number 4. The Claymore Warrior. Claymores are known to be the hard hitters, crowd control, and AoE nuker, hence the reason it was voted as overall favorite back in the anniversary celebration. Though they can only equip 2-handed sword, this is more than enough to one-shot any moving enemy it came across with, well except bosses and towers of course. Low mobility is one of the issues for this build, but the stat growth bonuses are comparable to Berserkers, well except that Dex is preferred than Agility. The skill 2 Harvest is somewhat out of sync with WtS, as it is a defensive parry skill to counter attacking enemies, and not really offensive. This means it won't activate WtS, but it will proc Bloodthirst for that easy 3 energy. This is way better than the Blademaster's 1 energy recovery.
Explosion.
The good news is, the 25% damage when you're away from your teammates will likely happen with WtS Slaughter, because you always have to move away from your teammates and kill enemy lines. I enjoyed this build but not for long, as I'd rather have the Parry Retaliate or Whirlwind Slash for my Claymore Warrior than hack my way around the map. Building a perfect WtS Slaughter army requires time, patience, and a lot of silvers. Having mark units with Agility Plus and Key Race that gives Agility bonus is highly recommended, as well as having heirlooms that grants Agi bonuses. While changing job to Assassin at an early age is just a prerequisite, getting WtS and Bloodthirst skill to their max levels early on is the real challenge. So when to know when it's time to quit and move on to your next prospect? For me, if my units are hitting level 50 or 60 with no WtS and BT, then it's time to give up and start with a younger character. If you have marks and blessings, then you can probably hit level 90s before getting old, but still wouldn't suffice. The reason is you'll only have around 20 to 30 more levels to switch to your preferred class, and that will leave other stats very low. Assassins can only give you agility and dexterity, so you want to move out of that class as early as possible. There's one way to counter it if you're really unlucky with the RNG and avoid low strength or vitality stats. This is by switching to Assassin class only before your 5th and 10th levels, like 19, 29, 39, or 24th, 34th, and 44th, and so on. Then switching back again to your preferred class, so you can get 5 more levels of other stats. This is really inefficient and will surely put a hole in your pocket early on. If you are super rich, then this is the best way to build your perfect hybrid classes with maximum desired stats. All in all, it's really up to you how you want to build your WtS army. As long as both skills are up, then your units are good to go. If you have extra silvers and great children, then the ideal would be for all 4 stats to be at 100. Alternatively, you can just drop all the worries and use a support bard and bishop to increase your attack. Problem solved. You can now sit back and relax while watching your WtS army wreak havoc in the battlefield. Most of the infantry classes are really good with damages. The only problem I can see here is the mobility and the range of attack. That's why you have other options in the cavalry and archer classes. Stay tuned for the next WtS army video from a different class type that will be arriving next week. Until next time, see you online.
WtS Gaming.
WtS Gaming.